Good morning into the school year. This is meant to be a short video for parents, teachers, and it's built on common sense. There are some things that just make sense to me, some things that you learn just by living, and one of them, if I can give you this, that no one will argue with, is kids don't care what you know until they know that you care about them. So let's start with that. Start by letting them know that you care. Talk about their homes, their interests, their potential, their challenges. It's a guarantee that kids don't care about what you know until they know that you care about them. Start with that. Second one is this one. It's got to do with reading. They will not succeed in our society if they don't read, period. Schools will not let it happen. Is that right? No, it's not right. The reality is that they should be able to succeed in our school system if they're artists or dancers or they're good with their hands or they're athletes, but that's not the way it's been and that's not the way it is. They have to be able to read. Wrong. Now, that being said, reading offers them a chance to success, but more than that, it also offers them a chance to get away from COVID and from this crazy world and what is happening. If you read, if you have access to stories, you can go anywhere, as I am. Right now, I'm listening to, believe it or not, China by Edward Rutherford. It's his new book, and I'm spending my time in China. 36 hours of listening, and it's magical. All of my teachings and my learnings have come from Marlene Barron and from Maria Montessori, and it's just because it makes so much sense. I'm a skeptic. I think that a lot of people have made a ton of money on reading programs, on some propagating the idea that if you get this product, your children will be able to read, your school will be a reading school, and how important it is. And so we're going to test them early, and we're going to, and my take on that is it's wrong. When I found Maria Montessori's way of thinking, and if you're interested at all, of course, this is backwards. Marlene Barron was the president of the Maria Montessori School in New York City. The book is called I Learned to Read and Write the Way I Learned to Walk and Talk. It's as simple as that. I've done hundreds of workshops, and would be more than happy to talk to you, teachers, parents, about how important it is to read, but takes 3 ingredients. And the first one is time. They'll read when they're ready, not when you're ready. So if you plan on testing your children at 3 years old and trying to make them read, they're not going to read. They're not going to walk earlier. They're not going to talk. They'll read when they're ready, not when you're ready. Second element is this one. Children need a hero. They have to have somebody to take them to that world. And I've got to say, parents, it starts with you. And if you can't handle that for various reasons, and there's so many people who are challenged, then for heaven's sakes, teachers, you're going to pick up the ball. You're second in line. Put aside the curriculum and become your students' reading hero. Let them see you read, talk about books, and let them see that it's a passion for you. And if you can't do that, man, you really missed out on something big. The third element that Maria Montessori will tell you is important is this one. It takes books, but not just books. Parents and teachers, it takes the right kind of books. It takes books that are accessible to kids. If they can't read them, they will not read them. So don't give a child in grade 8 The Lord of the Rings and say, here, read this, if they don't have the skills or they're not mature enough, or they'll never be able to read. Who's to say? They may be dyslexic, as I am. They'll read it if they can. Books have to be accessible. Thus, you have to find, maybe you're going to start with graphic novels. Maybe you'll look with books written with a little rhythm and rhyme. Maybe you'll look with something that's high. You have to find books that they can read. And secondly, that include them. They have to see themselves in a book. If they don't relate to the book, they won't read it. And that means for Indigenous students, you have to find books, and they're appearing. Look around, they're there. You have to find books in which they can see themselves. And they say, oh yeah, that's me. And that refers not only to Indigenous students, but students who are of African descent, who are of Caribbean descent, who are of European descent, Filipino. How many Filipino students are in your school? And do you have a representation of them in your library? Okay, I wanted to make that real clear. Let me start with that then and stop with that. Reading is that important. And if you're interested in hearing more, please reach out to me. I'll be there. Talk to you later. Thanks.